Well, hello everyone. Can't believe another week has gone by. Lehua Palayo, Kiahi Palayo here, and this is our podcast for the week. And we're going to look at a concept that I've long believed has applied to the Oahu market, and that is that our market chases what I call affordability. People, and it's kind of, if you're from the mainland and you're watching this in the mainland, when you hear our affordability numbers, you're going to go kaboom, right? But
Yeah.
what's affordable in Hawaii are mansions in the mainland, and we have quite a bit of activity in all of the various affordable segments throughout the island. And so we've looked at from West Oahu to town, going around to Kailua to Kaneohe. We've looked at it in deep, and we're going to nerd out a bit today.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a discussion about what these things mean. And so what I wanted to do was start in Makakilo, Ko'olina, Kapolei, that area. That's, for those of you who know these things, that's TMK area 1-9,
Yeah.
9-1 through 9-9. That's all the way through Aiea. And I'm going to start with some interesting numbers, because I looked at pending sales and active listings. So in that market, under $1.5 million, there's 192 pending sales. That's a lot.
Big market.
It's 30% of our market.
Yeah.
And so if you look at that market, those of you that are thinking in terms of affordability, it's one of the few markets that there's, how should I put it, inventory under $1 million that you can pick under $1 million. Right now, there are 100 of that 192 pending sales. 116 of them are under $1 million. And breaking it down further, if you look under $800,000.
To clarify real quick,
Yeah.
you're talking about single family homes.
Thank you for that.
Okay.
Yes, single family homes. And why are we looking at single family homes?
Well, because that's, we're talking about the single family home market across the island, not condos today.
And not condos. And the reason I chose that specifically is single family homes are the leading indicator in our market. They're going to be in a bad market, which we're not in. They're going to be the first ones to go up and the last ones to go down. They will pull condos along with them historically.
Yeah.
So right now in that market area, there are 70 pending sales between $800 and $1 million. And under $1 million, there are 46 pending sales under $800,000. Now, let's look at the active listings. So you got to stay with me on these numbers, okay? And I hope I'm not freaking you guys out with the numbers. But active listings between $800 and $1 million, 58. When you compare that to the pending, that's less than one active pending, or one active listing for each pending. That tells you that that is a seller's market. So if you're a seller in that market and your listing is in any of these ranges, it's a good time to sell just because of the numbers. Now we're going into
the busiest time of year.
Why is that, Lehua?
Well, summer historically is the most active time for people to buy and sell. A lot of families, have a little more flexibility during the school, or when the school year is done. During the summer, it's easier to move. There's
days are longer.
Days are longer. Yeah, you can. There's literally more sunlight to do showings with, and you see a huge portion of the year's business done in the summer.
Yeah.
So.
Make a note, if you're a buyer, I don't recommend buying cars or houses in the dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
we have like an extra hour of sunlight almost.
We can show you a house at 6:30, 7 o'clock, and you can get a sense of the neighborhood, and I'm totally comfortable with you buying. But when you look at that area, historically it's made up 30% of our market. And we're going to jump into the other areas in a minute. You're going to see that by far in the $1.5 million under gap,
Yeah.
it's more by a factor of 3 than any other segment of our market. Okay. So do you want to add anything to this, Lehua?
I feel I have given my comments so far.
So here's what I would do with regard to West Oahu. If you think you can't get a house on the island of Oahu, you can.
Yeah, West Oahu is a great place to start. I mean, it's a lot easier to get into the market in that area.
Yep,
for sure.
Absolutely. And if you're a seller in that market, there's a lot of interest, a lot of activity. Maybe a good time to put your home on the market.
And PCSing season is upon us.
Tell us what that is for those that don't know what that is.
Military families moving, both moving off island and coming to Oahu for their new assignments. So, there are very motivated buyers who need to buy, or who would prefer to buy rather than rent, and who are very motivated to do it by a certain date because of their military assignment. So, So yeah, that is. I know there has already been a wave of families coming and buying.
And selling.
Yeah, and selling.
So and that's why a lot of things going on. So that was TMK area 19. It goes from Ko'olina all the way to Aiea and Halava. And then and I'm going to get ready because I'm going to have you do this one. So if you can read my notes. She's going,
I will do my best.
What? So
which one do you want to do next?
We're going to do TMK area 11.
Okay.
And so TMK area 11, I'll set it up while you get ready.
Yeah.
Is from Nu'uanu, or from Kalihi Valley, which abuts Moanalua, Kalihi Valley, that area, to Nu'uanu. And then Mauka and Makai. For those of you in the mainland, Mauka is mountainside, Makai is oceanside.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let you take this from here.
Okay, yeah. So you already laid out the TMK area itself, but right now there are 22 pending listings under 1.3 million. So that is, they're averaging, under a month of days on market, 13 to 16 days on market. There are 19 actives under that price range as well. Oh wait, sorry, I misspoke.
No, you got it. 19 actives of 3 bedrooms. Yeah, you got it.
And so there are more pending than active listings, and I would usually expect to see that in town. TMK Area 1 is considered, depending on who you ask, but it is close to downtown Honolulu, and super desirable area. You're close to everything. It's some people would call it more central than West Oahu, right? Like if you're working downtown, you don't have as much of a commute. So that's not surprising to me to see more pending sales than actives.
So some of you who are thinking that you may be PCSing here for all we know, if you haven't been here, and when you look at, depending on where you're going to be stationed, right? If you're at Schofield Barracks, this area is going to be a good area because it's going against traffic, right, in the morning. It's a good area if you're stationed at Camp Smith.
Yeah,
right.
It's close to everything.
Pearl Harbor. And if you live in Mililani, whether you PCS here or whether you're actually living here, if you have a child in one of our many private schools, chances are it's going to be in urban Honolulu.
Yeah.
Right? Unless it's Les Jardins. And so you're going to, by buying in this market area, you're going to save, I think it's not exaggerating to say,
a lot of gas money.
Well, it's not even so much the money. You can make more money.
Time, the lifestyle.
It's at least 45 minutes and maybe an hour
at least,
in the morning and in the afternoon.
Time of day.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And so I would expect to see those short days on market, listings under $1 million go so quickly.
Yeah.
I would almost expect it to be shorter.
13 to 16 days is
But
pretty fast.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
really fast.
yeah.
That's really
To
fast.
put that in perspective,
Yeah.
during COVID, we got down to 9 days on the market.
When interest rates were in the
Three,
twos,
yeah, I mean, it was
2 and
crazy,
3
but
years.
13 to 16 is pretty darn fast.
That is very fast. Yeah.
And so if you're working downtown, if you don't want to drive a lot, trust me, you're going to get more house up in Mililani.
Yeah,
but
you can get a lot more space.
A lot more space, but
quality of life
it's 2 hours a day you're saving. And when you live in Mililani, if you have to be in town by 8, you're leaving in the dark and you're going home in the dark.
Yep.
So
let's packing your
cars. And if you have children, you're going to pack your kids' soccer gear, musical gear, all the things. And I hope you have a van.
Yes.
Because you're going to be changing in the van. Let's move on to TMK area 1-2, and I'll take this one. This is from, there's Nuuanu, and then you have Makiki, and it goes to Manoa, right? And it goes Mauka from Manoa, University of Hawaii, and it goes down and picks up Waikiki. There's not a lot of houses in Waikiki.
No.
But right now, there are 19 fee simple pending sales under $1,750,000. And there are 18 active listings. So total, let me add these up. There's a total of 32 active listings right now in that market segment. Those are broken down that you've got 18 between $1 million and $1.5 million, 7 between $1.5 million and $1.75 million. So it's a pretty pricey market. And hey, we could find 7 to show you under $1 million. You're going to find that those homes in that market segment are on a small piece of land.
Yeah.
What do they probably need?
I saw, actually, no, this was I'm thinking of a listing I saw in TMK Area 3, but it was a 600 square foot home.
Yeah.
And two bed, 1 bath, super cute. It was just redone, but
how much land did it have?
It was under 2,000.
Yeah,
it was just under 2,000 square feet.
Did it have parking?
Not assigned. No, no, you have street parking.
Right. And how much was it?
Sorry. Just 699,000.
Yeah. So for 699,000, you could get a 2-bedroom, 1 bath.
It was very clean. It was cute.
Yeah, on a piece of land smaller than some houses in the mainland.
But hey, it's in town. It's in town.
Yeah,
so,
save time.
Yeah,
right?
save time.
So I'm going to say that TMK area 1-2 and 1-3, which we're going to jump to next, are some of the most desirable areas simply because you're close to downtown, close to private schools, close to University of Hawaii, beaches. You don't have to deal with traffic. If you can buy this side of Kahala Mall, way less traffic than if you go on the other side, the Hawaii Kai side of Kahala Mall.
Yeah.
And do you want me to take TMK area 1-3 or do you want to take it?
Let's tag team.
Okay, well, why don't I start with the pendings and actives. So I looked up to $2 million, and there are 50 pending sales under $2 million. But watch this. Again, less than 1 active listing for each pending listing. 49 active listings. Check that. Yeah, active listings under $2 million. Between $1.5 million and $2 million, there's 26 pending sales, and under or between $1 million and $1.5 million, there's 20 pending sales. And believe it or not, you can buy a house for under $1 million. There's 4 pending sales under $1 million, right? So it's a pricey market.
Yeah.
Right. What do you want to add to that, Lehua? Don't worry about those last 2 that I put down there.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Well, I would bet that the 4 pending sales under $1 million are probably all cash deals. I would imagine they'd all be cash because the condition of those homes is probably close to tear down or
Well, they're going to need a remodel. You're going to need
major
$300,000 of remodel
yeah.
in it. So let's look at a subset of that, and that's Kahala to Wailea. Okay, right now between $1,895,000 and $3,155,000, there are 9 pending sales, and there are only 8 active listings in that market. So that shows that that's the affordability gap, believe it or not. That's probably being driven by local buyers,
Yeah.
right? Probably 2 professionals, but still a very desirable area to live. Big lots, wide streets, super desirable. And you may not know this, Lehua, but traditionally, Kahala will lead us out of a really bad market.
How do you mean?
Well, what I mean by that, if you go back to 2008 or the mid-1990s, when the market got really bad, it was very slow. There was a point in the early 1990s where the number of days on market were infinite. It was so slow we couldn't calculate the number of days on market.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And we knew that because of the desirability of Kahala, it was the first, it would turn. And when Kahala turned, the rest of the market would turn.
follow.
It would lead us out of it.
Interesting.
And so very thin market in Kahala, and there's not, if you want to be in under 3.5 million, you have 8 houses to look at.
Yeah, you better be ready.
Yeah.
And act quickly. Yeah.
So I left Waimanalo out. So we're moving on to TMK area 1-4. So I'll give you the heads up. I want you to explain the Kailua portion of the area, and we can jump into my numbers. I can handle the numbers if you want. But I left out Waimanalo purposely because to me, the real 8,000-pound gorilla in that market is Kailua. And I didn't want to skew the numbers, right? There was 1 pending sale in Waimanalo. So there's not a lot in Waimanalo.
There's a lot of variety in the, I mean, you have your beachfront, like the beach lot properties, and then there's almost like pockets of micro markets in Waimanalo.
Right.
So that makes sense.
Yeah. And so tell people about Kailua. Where does Kailua start and where does it end?
So, I mean, Enchanted Lakes or Aikahi, right, is sort of that is Norfolk considered?
100%.
Norfolk is caught by Kailua.
Yeah.
So basically, when you leave Waimanalo, you come through that. You kind of go between Norfolk and Enchanted Lakes. Kailua captures Lanikai, and it kind of goes up to that Castle Junction where Monowili starts.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, you're right on. You're dead on.
Monowili is separate.
No, I'm putting it in Kailua.
You're putting
it's in
it in
the,
Kailua.
I rolled it into the statistics.
Okay, yeah. So captures Lanikai, goes up to Monowili, and across, Kapa'a Quarry. Ends at
basically H2.
At H2, basically Kaneohe. What is it? Aikahi and Kaneohe Marine Corps Base. Correct. Is kind of the end of Kailua. So
those of you that might be watching this from the mainland, if you can find H2, which leads from Pearl City to Kaneohe Bay Marine Air Station, Kaneohe Marine Air Station. If you find that and you find Waimanalo, Kailua is almost everything between Waimanalo and H2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you mean H3 or you mean?
Yeah, H3. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Right? H3. H3. Fun fact, when you look at all of our highways, for some reason they begin at a military base and end at a military base. Wonder if that's coincidence. Anyway, so let me run through the numbers that I pulled on Kailua. Right now in Kailua, there are 26 pending sales. Okay, under check that total, right? 18 of or 20 let me get my mouth right here, 25 of those sales, or 26 of those sales are under $2.5 million. Okay? That means that right now, you break that down further, 6 of those are between 2 million and 2.5 million, and there's 18 between 1 million and $2 million. Very, very pricey market by our standards. A great place to live. People that love Kailua love Kailua. She would move to Kailua in a blink, I think. But and believe it or not, you could find a house under $1 million there, because there is one pending sale under $1 million. So anecdotally, I made an offer this week for a client on a property in a very good location in the Coconut Grove area.
Yeah.
Listed at $1,325,000. We're competing against multiple offers.
Mm-hmm.
We're well above list price in our offering price, and we're crossing our fingers that we get it.
Yeah.
We've done everything we can to structure it so that we look good.
I would expect this one under. I mean, it's going to need a lot of work.
Huh.
Yeah. It would be hard to move into that one.
I sold a house. Remember that house I sold on Mokapu
Yeah,
about 6
I was
months
just
ago?
thinking of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We sold that at $1.1 million.
I think, yeah, it was right over.
And you could not inhabit it.
No.
I mean, you could, but you'd want to
It
put a
would
flea
be-
collar on.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
would.
So,
Yes.
so in Kailua right now, there are 30 active listings under $2 million, 14 active listings between $2 million and $2.5 million. Very desirable area to go to. So can you, Lehua, explain? I only went to Ahuimanu, but why don't you tell them what we're looking at?
Yeah, so for Kaneohe
Correct.
area.
Correct.
Yeah, so basically there's Kaneohe Marine Corps Base, and Kaneohe sort of stretches upland from the bay there all the way to Kahalu is kind of the cutoff.
Correct.
I would consider, yeah.
Because
So
Ahuimanu
Kahalu
goes
and
to
then
Kahalu,
Ahuimanu,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, it's that beautiful sweeping land above the bay.
So tell me 3 good things about that segment of the market, that area for living.
Well, it's super lush, beautiful, just stunning mountains. It's actually a really quick commute. So if you're gonna have a commute, you could be, I mean, depending on the time of day, you might be able to be in downtown Honolulu, and of course, depending on where you are in Kaneohe, it could be 20 to 30 minutes.
Yep.
If you're at like a no traffic time of day.
And there's not an accident.
Yeah, and there's not an accident. Of course, there is rush hour and that type of thing, but you can access the town side of the island from H3, from the Like Highway,
right,
and then also from the Pali Highway. So you have a lot of different ways to avoid traffic or to get around wherever you'd want to go. And it's such a lovely community. It's really, I mean, there are all kinds of restaurants, and it's kind of, I think they got a Target. They got a Target, actually.
They got a Target, yeah.
Forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have a mall. They have it's a very sweet community. Lots of people fish there.
She would move there.
Yeah.
So here's the truth. If your child, and there are within the TMK Area 1-4 really good public schools that people try to get into.
Yes.
But if your child is in public school or they're going to Les Jardins, the private school there, you could literally live on the windward side, Kailua, Kaneohe, and never leave.
Yeah, you could.
Except to go to the airport.
Unless you wanted to go to Costco. I mean, well, theoretically, I don't know. You'd have to drive to Hawaii Kai.
Yeah.
So you're kind of leaving the windward side, but
if you want to feel like you're living in Hawaii, I mean, it's a beautiful drive you just take the coast over to Costco, beautiful. Hawaii Kai, right?
You could avoid downtown Honolulu.
Yeah, completely,
yeah.
Now, unless you have your own sailboat or a really big power boat, you need to go to the airport to leave. So you can. So let me run through what I found. Right. Under $1 million, there are 8 pending sales and 5 active listings. Very much a seller's market there. Under 1.5 million, or between 1 million and 1.5 million, there are 15 pending sales and 19 active listings.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting, and this is, you remember how I said markets are driven by, or you and I were discussing that markets are driven by the ratio between pending sales and active listings.
Yeah.
More
start.
Yeah, this is really stark.
Yeah.
So watch this. Between 1.5 million, and I'll do the active first. Between 1.5 million and $2 million in Kaneohe, or between Kaneohe and Ahui Manu.
Yeah.
TMK area 1, 4, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Actually 1, 4, 4, 1, 4, 5, 6, and 7. There are 16 active listings between 1.5 million and $2 million.
Yeah.
There are 0 pending sales. When that came up, I double checked my number. I said, I must have fat fingered this. I must have done something to, but no. So if you're thinking about buying, that may be a sub-market. If you can spend over $1.5 million, that you might be able to do pretty well on the price.
Yeah, I mean, 0 pending, that's definitely putting pressure on sellers to drop their price.
Yep,
you know,
for sure.
Yeah,
so let me wrap this up. Okay. The reason we look at these sub-markets is because everybody asks what's going on in the market.
Yeah.
If houses in the $1.5 to $2 million price range in Kaneohe, probably not a good market right now, unless you're just a really screaming deal. But based on the statistics, not a good market. Okay.
Yeah.
If you've got a house under $800,000 in Kapolei, you probably a real good time to sell.
Yeah.
And so to put a bow on this, I would say that if you're thinking about selling and you'd like us to take a look at your property, and not only your property, but the sub-market that's in, we can tell you, no obligation, but we can tell you very specifically what we believe it will sell for, how quickly it will sell, and obviously we would love to help you sell it, right, if you have those questions. And if you're a buyer, Lehu is going to share with us what it is we can do to help you not only buy, but get the best value they can get. Go.
Yeah, so if you're looking to buy, I can help you get pre-approved, help you understand exactly what it is you're looking for and narrow things down, build context around the market, and yeah, just get it started. So with that, I think we will conclude our podcast for today. Thank you for tuning in. Again, our contact info is in the description below. Tune in next week,
where we're going to be talking about hunting pigs in the mountains. With that,
tune in next week where we will share more about Honolulu real estate.
Or how to change the rim on a tire. So with that, we're having fun here. Thanks so much for watching.
Tune in next week where we're going to go in depth on kombucha for monks.
For monks. Good. Say goodbye and I'll say goodbye. Hey, have a great week.
Thanks for tuning in.